reason is it's up to you. It can be anything. It can be money, it can be a company brand, or it can be a job which you are looking at, right? It can be anything. Yeah. What is branded company name? Standard in what terms? Standard in terms of, the market. But where we stand in the market, that's what this slide says. If you look at the slide, 14 lakh engineer graduates are coming out every year in India. 14 lakh, right? That is engineer graduates, and MCA is 1.3 and 8.3 diploma holders and 6.9 lakh. So somewhere around 18 lakhs people who are getting graduated from every university across India, right? Every year. That's what the Indian market is right now. So what happens here? People who study MBA right now, the demand and supply. When the supply is high, what will happen? When the supply is high, what will happen to the price?
Price will decrease.
Sorry?
Price will decrease.
Price will decrease. The supply is more. So when we are seeing 18 lakh people getting graduated every year from across the universities in India, so do we have so many companies to hire all these people? What is that? Yeah, they are not suitable for the job. Anything else? What does the unfit means?
They are not have sufficient skill.
They doesn't have
Sufficient skill
to do the job, right? So another survey says 92% of students are not employable for product-based companies. In the first slide, I was telling about product-based and service-based companies, right? What is a product-based company? What's a product-based and what's a service-based company? Any idea? Guys, you have to answer, guys. Sorry? See, the fourth point is something interesting. People, we say there are no openings for freshers and no companies hiring people, right? And this statistic says 84% of employers, right, are not satisfied with entry-level people who get into their job. They are happy, they got into a job, but they were not happy. The employers were not happy. 84%. This unhappiness, the unemployment, everything is very, very high. And today, as I said, only 1.8 lakhs people last year got a job out of 8 lakhs graduates coming every year. And this year that is going to be less by 30,000. That is the projected statistics that we have. So it is very important to understand the industry where we are, and it is very important to understand where we can get placed and how we can get placed in that, right? So that's what it takes. Any thoughts on this? Something I want everyone to understand. So if you are not listening or if you are not getting this point, please make it clear. This is very important to understand for candidates. The other side of recruitment, right? You are in the one side of the recruitment, and companies are on the other side of recruitment. So I just have put a slide saying that this is the employer side. The top line says about the employer view, and the bottom line says about the candidate view. So the top line says the first point is requirement rises, right? What is the requirement rises? Any HR based, what is the requirement rise? Who are HR people here? Was planning to take HR or did take an HR? No one is there. No one from human resource. Somebody was interested in human resource. No one? Guys, speak up, guys. I don't like people not speaking. And if you are not speaking today, you will not speak tomorrow also in the interview. I will tell you everything. If you are speaking today, as Mr. Ilakumaran told, right? If you are speaking now, I will understand this candidate to me on that day. And if you are coming for tomorrow's recruitment, if I am coming to your college, then I will have, this girl spoke and this boy spoke on that day. Otherwise, I will not know. Right? So, nowadays in HR, that's interesting. Okay, so the requirement rises. Requirement rises can be, if I am working with Rancher right now. Tomorrow, if I put my papers and I say thank you sir, you have given me a great opportunity. I have to leave this organization and look for other job. So my place is vacant. So the company wants someone to replace my place, and they want the business to happen there, right? So that's where the requirement rises. And there is a new project coming up with the company, and we need more resources to support that project. That's where the requirement rises. So unless until there is a requirement, no company will hire you. That's the first thing you need to understand. Because people say, as I am a recruiter, people come to me and say, please sir, give me a job. Please sir, give me a job. So I will ask them, what job you want? What is the job profile you are looking at? Sir, any job is fine, sir. So I'll ask the next question is, if any job is fine, then I job in my front office executive or something like that. Are you ready for it? No sir, I want some job for MBA. So what is the job? They are not clear, right? If you are not clear in what job you want, then how can I be, and understanding that this is the job what you want? I can't be, right? So you need to be understand when one day unless there is a requirement in the company, there is no job for it, right? The companies are not for service based. The companies as 18 lakh students are coming out of colleges across India every year. Let's hire them. No, that's not going to happen. Because they are doing business. If they do that, then they will not be in the market for like within another 6 months or 3 months or something, right? They can't give salary, right? They have to give like 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs or whatever it is, and they have to take care of your benefits. They have to, if you are getting hired, let's take an example. If you are getting hired, then the company should ensure that you have a laptop or a system, right? The company should ensure that you have a person, HR for you. The company should ensure that you get the salary every month. These all things has to happen. So, of advertisement is in papers. In newspapers, we get an advertisement. This company is hiring for this position, and this is the years of experience what they are looking at, right? But today it's completely changed. Today it is completely changed, and nowhere the company have seen few companies who put the advertisement in papers and things like that. But most of the companies don't put advertisement in papers, and they don't want to put also. The reason is today there is Naukri, Monster, and kinds of lot of career job sites where they can find enormous candidates. Like if I put a search in Naukri for freshers, I'll get 1,500 people just in Bangalore, right? So why should I go to say that why should I spend money to put advertisement saying that I have a requirement for this? I don't do that. So basically, advertisement in the sense is a job posting that can be done in Naukri or any job board. So once the advertisement is done, you guys will apply for it, right? In Naukri or anywhere you can apply for it. And once applied, the resumes will come to me. The resumes will come to the recruiter. And let's say if I am putting an opening for a fresher, right, I will get around 500 people in one day. Just in one day I will be getting 500 resumes in my inbox. And as soon as I get 500 people, what will I do? If I am getting 500 people, I just have one opening. What happens? As I told, the supply is very high, right? And the demand is only one. So that's where you need to stand out in the email. I'll be talking about that later, right? So resumes are screened, and I feel like, out of 500, just 50 people are filled, or 100 people, I feel from seeing the resume, I feel like 100 people are okay for this job. Let's call them for an interview. Call them for an interview, and they will come for a telephonic round or an in-person interview or whatever, GD, aptitude, everything is done. And I feel this candidate is the right candidate, let's offer the job. And what happens from the candidate point of view, as soon as I complete the job, or as soon as I complete my graduation, I go to the market, say I am open for a job, I am ready to do any job, I want a job to support my family, I want a job to earn for myself, so I am looking for a job. So what do? You put a resume in Naukri, you put your resume in Monster, you say to your campus placement or coordinator, I am looking for a job, please get me a job. And then you will, as soon as, that's why the red arrow comes down, like you apply to the advertisement posted by the job, by the recruiters. And your resumes go to the recruiters and they screen them, and then they call for an interview. And interview in your perspective is different, interview in recruiter perspective is different, right? They want to see whether you are fit for the job, and for you, you want a job for any means. Whatever cost it is, you want a job, right? Right. So once the interview is done, you feel like I did a great interview and I want this job, I'll be getting this. And finally, after a few months, you will not be getting any call and you'll be wondering what's happening, right? In the meantime, someone else got selected and they would have joined the job itself. That's how it happened from the employer point and from the candidate point, right? This will be discussed in detail in each step. I was talking about the application, right? So what are the sources? Where do we apply? We say, I have seen freshers not talking like we don't have a job, nobody is hiring for freshers, everyone asks for experience. Where do I go? So let me tell you the other side of this fresher requirement, right? If I have a requirement for freshers, I will not go to job board. Okay? I will not go to job board. Why should I waste my time in no screening profiles in the job board? I will not do. What I will do? I know my friends, right? I'll ask them, anybody is there looking for a job? Because the demand is high. Sorry, the supply is high, right? The supply is high. So if I ask 10 people, I'll get 50 people. Right? And there are colleagues who are working with me. If I ask them, I'll get another 50, 150 or something. I got 200 people. So why should I waste my time going to job boards or anywhere? I will not do, right? But still, I would say there is 360 recruitment has there is 360 degree of job searching. That's how you should be. If you rely on any one source, campus placement, that's not going to work, to be fair. Okay? If you rely on one source that I know this person, he is the vice president of this company, so I'll get a job. No, that is also not going to work. Because, as I told you, only if there is a requirement drive, there isn't job for you, right? So, even if I am a chief executive officer of some company, right, if my company doesn't have a requirement for any resource, why should I hire you? You can be my brother, you can be my sister, or you can be anything, but why should I hire you? There is no point. There is no job for you, right? So only if the requirement is right, I will be having a job vacancy so that I will try to get people out of it. So if you rely on one source that I know this guy in this company is a vice president or something, that's not going to work. And I am studying in a very good college that offers very good campus placements. That is also not going to work. So you should do 360-degree job search. Okay? So what are the sources? Let's talk about job portals. I'm going to speak in detail. If you guys want to make some notes on this, definitely that is going to be useful. If you are on finalist, job board. Both first years. Finalists are there? Yes. So if you are a finalist student, first thing go home and open naukri.com and put your resume there. Right? So when you put your resume, it will ask for a resume headline. Right? What does it mean, resume headline? I'm not going to open your resume as a recruiter. I don't have time for that because I have 10 requirements where I need to give 10 requirements into like 5 people, 50 people in a day. So why should I open your resume and see whether this candidate is fit or not? I'll just see the resume headline. The resume headline itself says me whether this candidate is fit or not. If I'm seeing for a bachelor's in engineering electrical, so if the resume headline says be electrical fresher and this year passed out right from this college, then I'll open that resume. If the resume headline says no subject or fresher, I'll not open that resume. So the resume headline is very, very important when you are applying in the job, when you are putting your resume in your job post. So a resume headline should ideally have your degree, and if you have experience, you can mention that. And what job you are looking for. So any requirement which comes will not come, I want a fresher. Any requirement, whatever it is coming, it will not say that I want a fresher or something. It says, I want a Java developer. It says, I want a marketing professional. Or it says, I want a HR intern. It says, I want a finance executive. So when you put that finance executive looking for a job in finance or looking for a job in human resource, I'll open the resume. Or when you put that I'm a fresher looking for a job, then I'll not open the resume. Because I think that is not useful to open. There is no point in you opening that and wasting my time with that. So resume headline is very important. that you have to mention. That's why I'm telling you. When I ask candidates, when people ask me, can you find me a job? I ask what kind of job you're looking for. They say any job. That's the problem, right? Any job, there is no job called any job. There is whether it's called HR executive or it's called recruiter or it's finance executive or something like that. So you should be clear on which job you want, right? So that's what it is. So if you are applying your resumes in the job boards, please make sure your resume headline is right. If your resume headline is not right, then your resume will not be viewed by any recruiter. And don't say there is no job for freshers. There are a lot of jobs. When a requirement comes, as I told, if a fresher requirement is coming, I will not go out, right? What I will do? I'll ask my friends, I'll ask my colleagues. So next time when a fresher requirement comes, I'll, in my mind, there was some person asking me a job in LinkedIn. Let me see. So you are getting noticed, right? That's where you have the market. So this is how you should use LinkedIn. Two things: you have to connect to the recruiters, right? And it's not you need to connect only to the recruiters. There are people, high-level professionals who are in LinkedIn. You can connect with them as well. And I ask them ideas. If you are in a human resource, right? There are people in human resource vice president or something. You can connect with them as well if they are willing to, right? And they can ask, I am looking for a job. Can you help me in that? They have a lot of networks. They can help you out. I will not say these are going to give 100% result, right? But this is called 360-degree job searching. So when you do that, somewhere, some person will contact you saying that we have a job opening or interest on that. And if you sit in home and if you sit in saying that I don't have a job, there is no fresher opening, then no job will come to you. You have to go to the jobs because the supply is very, very high. So that's where the point is, right? So campus recruitment, again, campus recruitment companies hire. When the companies has requirement in, I said right, when the requirement rises, there is a job. So when companies have requirement in bulk, right, I want some 100, 150 people, then I get into campus recruitment, right? Otherwise, I will not get into campus recruitment. Or I want very high talented people into a few numbers, right? Then I will get into the campus recruitment saying that I will get into IIT or IIM or something like that, right? So that is where campus recruitment. I will talk about that as well, how to get into those things. And somebody should be having these dream companies, right? If I get a job in Infosys, that's great for me. You guys will be having that, right? So immediately go to that job, the company, and there will be a one tab saying that career, right? There you can apply for a job. You can upload your resume there, and when they have an opening, they will first look into that one. Right? And when you apply that, I'll talk about that. When you apply that, when there is a requirement in that company, they will first look into that profiles which have come to them directly and screen them. They will call for an interview. When I did my engineering, I applied for CTS, right, through the company site, and after the 8 months they called me for an interview. So, this, as I am telling you, these are not going to 100% give you results, but this will definitely help you to find a job somewhere or somewhere. No? That's where this employee reference, again, that is what I was talking. You might be having some people who is in the market and who is